Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you all for joining tonight's
Good evening.
Park Heights Community Meeting. Hope you all are doing well tonight. We're gonna thank you again, Sister Israel, for displaying some of our wonderful businesses in Park Heights.
Thank you.
So I think we have a pretty full agenda, but I want to just start by saying it's good to see everyone. As you know, at the last public meeting, one thing that we heard, and I'm in agreement with, is that we do want to get back to in-person meetings. We were not able to secure a space for tonight, but effective next month, April 12th, we will be live at the Pimlico Race Course for the first meeting. And if we can come up with alternate sites, we can rotate, but we do know we have that locked in for right now. It's a large enough space for us to social distance. So we have resumed community meetings again. So we will be having monthly community meetings the second Thursday of every month. And again, we will begin in-person meetings next month on August the 12th. A couple quick updates as it relates to starting live community meetings. I also wanted to just give a very quick update and allow anyone who has comments or feedback to also chime in very quickly. So Fox 45, not sure if some of you have seen or heard, they have been trying to do council town hall meetings. And they reached out to some of us here in Park Heights. The meetings from their perspective are supposed to be a forum whereby community residents can engage with their elected official and community stakeholders, much like we're doing today. So our elected officials were not available for the date that they had scheduled, which was July the 13th. So I have invited Fox 45, and we're going to be inviting the media outlet in general for that next community meeting. So wanted to get feedback from you guys, and also to just clarify, I think there's some information that the community town hall, Fox Town Hall, is going to be next Tuesday. That date has not been secured, so I just wanted to provide everyone that information. And just get a pulse if everyone is okay with the media coming to our next meeting. I think it's an opportunity for us to shine. There's a lot of good things happening in Park Heights, but just like any other community, there are a lot of things that we have to work on, but I think we've made that commitment to work on those strategies and goals together. So I don't want to be, not allow everyone to give any feedback or have any questions about that. Does anybody have questions or feedback about the media attending our next meeting? No feelings, no comments? Okay.
Take myself on mute. I just want to add a comment, because I know when Fox News interviewed me, Channel 2 News, I thought it was Channel 2 News, Fox News in Baltimore. I did not realize that this was Fox Channel 2 nationwide. So,
Yes, sir.
Man, friends was calling me from all over the world and countries and states, and I was like, wow. Because, when you're looking at it, you think it's just, oh, we're going to pass the mic. But it was much more than that. But the point I want to share was that it's so important to keep things positive, because so many, from a national point of view, so many things that came out of Baltimore has not always been good, as people have heard different things about Baltimore from around the world, not just in the scope of Baltimore City, but just from around the world. So as we begin to talk and share, I feel it's important for us to speak on a positive note, to say that, things are getting better. things are changing around. So we'll have a more positive out view and outweigh the negative that try to like weasel in. Because even when I did the interview, the guy said, well, what are you going to do? I was like, if I wasn't prepped, I would have been like, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? But because I was so focused on my answer, I was so focused on my response, I just kept it positive and just continued to say the same message over again, but just in another way, but still was the same message. So yeah, definitely, because Fox News always want to, you know, find some kind of loophole to get through to somebody. Oh, this been going on, and you know, and just want to change the idea. So I think being positive, whatever you may say, to look forward to something positive coming forth is a good thought to put on your minds, because they will seep in and try to flip the whole conversation.
Thank you, Sister Israel. I think you said a mouthful, and I'll second exactly what you said. This is our meeting. This is about us organizing and coming together, looking at our priorities, giving updates, and we shouldn't change that rhythm, whether the media is there or if anyone else comes. It's an open meeting. But I agree with Sister Israel. This is about us sticking to the agenda, what we are here to talk about. And we do have a lot to celebrate, and we have a lot of things that we need to work on. But as long as we do that together, this is our business in Park Heights. And I do feel like we are talking to not only us as a community, but we want to welcome people. We are trying to encourage home ownership in Park Heights. We're trying to market Park Heights as a great place to live, as it is. And so I do think that we stay ahead of our narrative, and that's my end for it. I'm open to the media coming. They can learn as much as they want to learn about Park Heights, but we control the narrative. It's our opportunity to really say what it is that we are about here in Park Heights. So thank you, Sister Israel. I appreciate that. And that is a great tip. And you did a great job in your interview. So we're gonna all take those tips from you.
Thank
And
you.
Yolanda, may I just
Hi,
add?
Councilwoman Middleton, I was just looking to see if you were on. Good evening.
How are you? And I just want to add to what Sister Israel said as well. I definitely concur with everything that she said. There are just so many great and positive things that have been happening in Park Heights and continue to happen. There's things that definitely we need to continue to work on. You as an organization, since you've been on board, has really put it out there, the understanding of that funding and where all that money was going to. You did a good job in creating that pie chart and putting that myth aside. And at the end of the day, we have to all remember it's about us working together. We don't have to, we're all not going to agree on things. We're not, we don't have to really like each other. This is about business and the business of this community that has been struggling for so long. And we have to stay focused on that, because we're going to continue to have distractions. It's going to continue to happen, but we have a strong agenda set for this community. And I don't want to belabor on this, and I don't want to steal your thunder, but this, because of us sticking together, I give you a good example, because of us sticking together and knowing the need of the library, we now know it's going to happen. So I'll save that other final piece for you, but that's just a clear example. It's not about me. It's not about any of us individually. It's about us working collaboratively to get the piece of jobs, getting our schools continue to be in order, getting our business district in order, working on these food deserts and all those things that I mentioned. It's not just a Park Heights problem, and it's not just a Baltimore City problem. We know that these things are the same things that are happening around the country, And it just has really, now with people being home, we can really see those things now because you spent more time in your house in a very long time. So you can actually see the stuff that has been happening over the last 30, 40 years. So all that to say, please, this is a good time. We also have a mayor that is focused, really focused on this area and has made his personal commitment. So it's time for us to be excited and roll up our sleeves. And we know who the workers already are. And we just got to add more serious people that are concentrated on the work. And Yolanda, you have been, with the short time that you've been there, you have been trying to put these pieces together. So I applaud you for that. I'll stop there. I'll stop there.
But I applaud everyone on here. I think we did a tremendous job of making it through this pandemic, still trying to socially interact in the best way we can and do work. So I am excited for us all to get together and really build this engine. We have a lot to do, and I can't say this enough. I think Councilwoman Middleton just hit on that too. Where we do have challenges, that's where we need to come together, because us all standing together saying we want to take a stance on illegal dumping is different than PHR saying, hey, we need a strategy for illegal dumping. Like, that's just one example of an issue I know that's near and dear to everybody's hearts, near and dear to mine as well. But let's not blame one another on this call, because we're not doing the dumping. But if we could come together and really demand some changes to happen in that area, and that's just one example of us coming together on common issues and challenges that we have, instead of us blaming this person or blaming this organization or blaming this block. Like, let's blame the people who are dumping and get together and figure out how we can catch them and prosecute them. So but I want to get into the agenda. I want to make sure there are no other elected officials on the call so that we can do a quick hello. I know Councilman Schleifer office called and said they would be on, so I just want to make sure our councilman, is he on the call?
No, unfortunately, Councilman Schleifer is not here. This is
Okay.
Shaquetta Wallace from Councilman Schleifer's
Shaquetta.
staff.
All
Hello.
right, thank you. And we'll have a section as we go through for council updates, but I just wanted to make sure I did not miss our councilman as well. So we're going to go ahead and get into the agenda. We have a couple of guests tonight as well, so I want to make sure we have time. All right. So we did a quick welcome and recap from one of the most significant components, I think, of our last meeting was that we agreed that it's time for us to come together, start having some in-person meetings so we can have some more in-depth strategies. And again, that first in-person community meeting will be August the 12th at 6 p.m. at the Pimlico Race Course. You should have got an invite for these series of meetings, but we'll also make sure that we get that information out much earlier and reminders. And this is the typical agenda we have put together for our meetings, and we also wanted to get feedback. So we want to have every meeting, PHR will give updates. We want to make sure that we have a dedicated agenda item for our legislators, both our council representatives as well as our state legislators. Also, we want to make sure that there's a space for community leaders and residents to give any updates and agenda items that you also want on the meeting. So we'll be sending out requests for agenda items from you as well, because this is also your community meeting. And then we'll also always have a place on the agenda for city agency updates as well. One of the other things that I heard, and I continue to hear, is that we're all busy. We're all having a lot of meetings, which shows how engaged we are in Park Heights. But there are also some challenges with us all managing all of these different meetings. So we're going to try to have this community meeting at least to be a consistent forum where we can have updates here instead of having so many individual meetings. So we're going to attempt that and see how it goes, but also would like to just quickly ask you if there are other agenda items that you would also like. And just one thing, as a part of the community updates, we're gonna also be trying to roll in, and Sister Israel kicked us off tonight. We're gonna be working to try to get development updates, at least one per meeting, so that you understand, have updates on what's going on in development, because we are all very excited about development in Park Heights. But we also want to start really spotlighting our businesses and getting our business owners at the table as well. Any other feedback or comments for us on that as we work to standardize our meeting agendas going forward? And you can unmute yourselves, I believe, at this point, if you have any comments on that. Does everybody think that's a good plan? We can adjust as we go, but we wanted to give you feedback on kind of just what we think the standard agenda should always be. But if you have any other comments or questions, please feel free to jump in.
Well, I just want to say this community has waited so long for such a vehicle and a notice to just keep us abreast of what's going on. We are the groundskeeper. We are the ones, the foot troops on the ground. And, you know, if we're all doing it the same way, or if we all have the same agenda, and the common goal is this, then it makes it so much easier for us to alleviate what is bothering us, or what is causing us harm in the community. So I really like the idea of the regular meetings and the updates. For me, it helps me in my community and my neighborhood association when I go in to have meetings with them, that I can bring an update from these meetings to them so that they can understand what PHR is all about. And still, a lot of people are a little unaware of what PHR really does and what they stand for. So with us coming back on a regular basis and letting them know what's going on, that helps to educate them on PHR's purpose and vision, as well as our connection and collaboration working together.
Absolutely, because that's what it's all about. We're one association here to partner with the community in general, and we want to hear everything that you're doing as well, because that's how we learn. That's how we identify areas of need, and that's how we strategize for resources. So I'm excited for us to get back into this rhythm and look forward to the road ahead. I'm sorry, I'm multitasking, but I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna give some quick PHR updates. I wanna introduce Aisha Burgess, who has joined us over the last couple of months. She is our new Director of Community and Human Services. She and I will be doing a couple of updates. I'm gonna let her take the lead and give updates on Clean and Green and our Safe Streets Summer program. which are programs that Aisha is now manager for, and she also has education and the HIPPY program under her portfolio. And Aisha will be quickly getting to know the community leaders more closely. She will be a direct contact because that's her role. She's a director of community and human services. So I want to introduce Aisha and give her the floor to give a couple of updates.
Thank you, Yolanda. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I bring information to you regarding 2 initiatives that we are currently planning and working on. The first initiative is our Clean and Green Neighborhood Cleanup Initiative, which we will be kicking off August 6th. We will be, under this initiative, implementing monthly cleanups in various neighborhoods throughout the Park Heights community. The August 6th event will commence at Park Heights and Keyworth. That event will be from 8 to 1 p.m. And I'd like to just take some time to thank Nia Reed, the community outreach coordinator for DPW, for facilitating our request for a dumpster on that day. But what we will be doing through this initiative is reaching out to all of the community and neighborhood associations in Park Heights to engage them in these monthly cleanups that our Clean and Green will be supporting on a monthly basis. And that's in addition to the biannual cleanups that we do in collaboration with the mayor's office. This is a way for us to stay on top of our neighborhood, the maintenance of our neighborhoods on a monthly basis, and work in collaboration with other Park Heights community associations. So we will be doing a lottery with the names of all of the community associations in Park Heights, so that this is a fair and equitable process to determine which location will be on the schedule and the date for those neighborhood cleanups. So I will be reaching out to many of you who are on this call today to engage you in this process. The second initiative is our Safe Streets.
One second, Aisha, I just want to add to the Clean and Green Neighborhood Cleanup Initiative that you just talked about. And also just emphasize that this is a topic that we heard at the last community meeting. We hear it all the time. We know that keeping Park Heights clean is a top priority for all of us. So this is only one strategy that we are rolling out. We will be following up with the community very soon. I see Stephen and Pastor Randall. I know you two were talking about that competition of the old clean block, Afro clean block. So we do still want to talk to you about that and really kind of get a real serious engagement strategy around cleaning and maintaining Park Heights. At the top of my list is we need all of you to help us work side by side with the city to figure out really how do we curb this illegal dumping in Park Heights. So we do have a couple other ideas. We look forward to your feedback on this. And we will be keeping this agenda item at the top of the forefront, because we have got to all work together to try to tackle some of these challenges. And there's also, one thing I want to just say quickly, I'm not sure if someone from DPW is on the call. And if you are, you may want to chime in, because I want everyone to know, I did not know until a few months ago that because of some of the resource restrictions, I guess, and the way the strategies have changed, DPW does not have a routine schedule anymore. So whereas I thought, some of the lots will be cut on a routine basis, all their work is now driven by 311 requests. So if you have a problem, first and foremost, let's please all put in 311 requests, because the data is everything and that drives our concerns. We can talk about it, but that data says everything. So we're also going to be working in the future to see if we can get some additional training and briefings on 311. Now that I really understand that everything is pretty much driven by 311 requests. So I wanted to put that out there as well and make sure that you all know that, and just let us know if there's ways that we can help, but we are trying to work on getting some training specified for us to make sure all of our residents are clear on how to put in 311 requests and how to follow up with those.
Thank you, Ms. Jiggins. That is correct. And I also put my name and contact information in the chat. If you put your 311 request in and you don't get service within a time span that they give you, please give me a call or send me an email with your request number and I will follow up on it. And
Thank you
also
so
follow
much.
back up with you.
And so is that the process you want us to follow once the SR? So if the SR says it's going to be completed in 3 days, if we don't get responses in 3 days, would you prefer those to come to you first?
Yes, ma'am. Also, me and Miss Burgess, we meet on Tuesdays, or at least once a week, and she gives me all of the service requests that come into Park Heights Renaissance.
Okay. That's great. Thank you. We really
You're welcome.
appreciate that partnership. It's been going well.
Yolanda, can I just add one statement with this?
Yes,
So I just want to say one of the main reasons that the 311 request is so important, you know, everything is revolved around money and funding. And this is data that each specific agency uses when this is one example. You know, every year, each agency comes before the council to express the amount of money that they need. Well, they use this data to collect where problems are all around the whole city. And this is going to generate funds for that particular agency where they can continue to get their supplies, or they need to hire more, you know, create and hire more people with jobs. So this data is very important. That's one real important piece with them calling into, with the constituent calling into 311 first. I know we also do that as when, you know, our office is called, it's like the last resort. And a lot of times people call my office after they call 311 and think that it's going to get handled like the next day. But, you know, you get, for the most part, depending on how severe the issue is, it gets in line with the 15 to 30 day notice. But Park Heights has this extra piece of having your Clean and Green and Miss Payne to also work on that. Thanks.
Thank you. Aisha, I'm going to turn it back over to you and Lisa. Lisa, you want to also introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Lisa Jones. I am the Director of Violence Intervention Programs for the Center of Hope, of which we have hospital responder programs, one at Sinai Hospital, and we also, I kind of oversee the Safe Streets program that's in the Park Heights community. And so we are really excited, both Anisha and I, to talk about Safe Summer. I know some of you may have heard. Do you mind if I jump in, or how do you want to do this together? I'll jump in. So some of you may have heard that a lot of the Safe Streets directors, there's this initiation, this Safe Summer movement that's happening in Baltimore. And, you know, it's unfortunate that this summer we've lost, you know, some Safe Street staff recently, but a lot of the directors, you know, have come together. They came together before this, determined to make this the safest summer in Baltimore. And so they're doing events. There's 3 major events that will be hosted in different sites throughout Baltimore. One, I believe, is, I'll give you the dates and put everything in the chat, But the big event and the thing that we're excited about is the partnership that we're doing between the Park Heights Safe Street site and the Belvedere Safe Street site. You know, they're going to be coming together and doing an event that reflects a safe summer on August 20th. And it's going to be in the Towanda Recreation Park. And there'll be things like food, fun, and a bunch of activities. And one of the things that Center for Hope is committed to doing is providing a vaccination mobile van for community members to be vaccinated there and then come back for the second vaccination. There'll be a mobile van that will provide medical examinations for young people. And they will be, I don't know if some of you have, thanks, perfect. I don't know if some of you have seen the red desks that were on the lawn of Sinai Hospital, but there's the Red Desk campaign is something that came about as a result of wanting to put a red desk for every child that had been killed in Baltimore since October of last year. So there are 112 desks. So this campaign is coming to this event. And instead of just showing the desk as a memorial for these young people, we're going to create some butterflies. So young people are allowed to sit on one of the desks and create a beautiful wooden butterfly. And we're going to collect those butterflies at the end of the event and put them throughout the catchment area, put them through in Park Heights in Renaissance in the building, put them in Safe Streets, put them in some hospitals. So it gives young people an opportunity to show their voice and to express their concerns about making the community safe. And we're also going to be giving out t-shirts. And I'm saying this because we went to print yesterday. And when Anisha and I were talking, we said, you know what, we're so happy that we're coming together to partner both Safe Street sites and some of our programs to really partner. And so we were printing and we were able to hold print. And we were able to have on the back of the t-shirts, one Park Heights with the safe summer. And so we are coming from that perspective. I'm extremely happy that the teams will be walking together, the Safe Street sites. They're going to be doing so much. But the kickoff for a safe summer for our neighborhood, and I say ours, is the August 20th event from 4 to 7. And so as that event, as the directors and the teams work together to put that event together, we'll keep everybody posted. And the last thing I want to add, well, I heard the cleanup initiative. Well, you know, you have some end of year funding. So we went out and purchased many shovels, rakes, all kinds of tools to be able to lend out and support the Park Heights community and cleanups. So, you know, we're looking to partner and do all these things collectively. And so that's my part. I look forward to meeting you all and being a part of this coalition.
Thank you, Lisa. And what I'd like to emphasize about the Safe Streets, Safe Summer initiative is that there are 3 guiding principles for this initiative. It's actually an enhancement to the existing Safe Street implementation models. And those 3 principles are around prevention, cross-coordination across the Safe Street sites in Baltimore City, and more importantly, an increase around community involvement and engagement. So we have a goal of trying to reach about 30 to 40% participation from community in this initiative. And something else that they've added to this initiative is that we're looking at engagement of the community-based organizations currently operating Safe Street sites to bring their resources to bear and mobilizing their partnerships as well to come out and support these events and bring those resources to the community to address those root causes of violence. So we are especially excited about this initiative. We are already looking forward to next year's campaign. But also, again, as Lisa mentioned, we are going to be modeling this cross-coordination across the Safe Street sites through our partnership with LifeBridge. So we're excited about that. And we want to partner with the Park Heights community to engage you in those events as well, because we know that many of your organizations have resources that you can bring to bear to those to those events. And we want to highlight those opportunities for our community.
Thank you, Aisha and Lisa. And you hit a nerve with me. I'm a butterfly freak. I love butterflies. So I'm gonna be up there getting me some butterflies. So
Beautiful.
thank you. And I'm excited about our partnership. We've always partnered, but I think now we have the right team to really bring the two Park Heights sites together. For some, I think may not know that there are two Safe Street sites now operating in Park Heights. We both have different posts, but we're closing the gap so that we cover all of Park Heights. So Sinai has a Safe Street site, which most people call the Belvedere site. And of course, we have the Park Heights Safe Streets program. But I'm looking forward to a future where we don't even know the difference. We're working together so much. It's just Park Heights Safe Streets. So thank you, Lisa. Looking forward to that partnership. And speaking of partnerships, we have invited the Community Law Center here tonight to do a quick overview. This really came up for me as we were going through our first grant process. We had some lessons learned, of course. This is our first time kicking off grants in many, many years at Park Heights through pandemic technical issues. We apologize again. We've learned some lessons. We appreciate the feedback. And we're excited to get back on course. Fiscal year 22 has started July 1. And our next round of community grants will be released tomorrow on 7/9. So please, we look forward to getting all of these great proposals as we did the first round. We are in final phases. We have awarded most of those grants and in closing those out, getting contracts. So we're excited to get started on the next round. So again, those community grants will be released tomorrow. They will be for $250,000 for impactful community projects. So we look forward to getting those. But we also had some discussions with Community Law Center. One of my favorite places as I started at Community Law Center, my public service work, to really give some support and guidance around grant writing and some of the services that the Community Law Center is so good at offering to community groups and residents. So I want to turn it over to the Community Law Center because they have to jump off at 7. So I want to make sure we give them the next 15 minutes to give us some updates, and then we'll talk about some future resources that we will be partnering with the Community Law Center to provide to Park Heights.
Great. Thank you so much, Yolanda, for having me here tonight. My name is Shana Roth Gormley, and I'm an attorney at Community Law Center. And it's really great to be here with all of you and to be reaching you. I know that some of us have spoken before about how Community Law Center can work with organizations, but I'll just give a little bit of a rundown about who we are and what we do. So Community Law Center is, we're a legal services provider for nonprofit organizations. So we can help with lots of different legal issues that nonprofits have. So all of the organizational questions, things like, how do we apply for 501c3 status? What if we have questions about our taxes? We want to make changes to our bylaws, things like that. We can help with all of that. And then we can also help with other issues like negotiating contracts, things like community benefits agreements, drafting and negotiating those issues, real estate issues, real property issues. If your organization owns property or is trying to acquire property, that's something that we can help with. And then neighborhood issues. So vacant properties, nuisance liquor establishments, and other neighborhood issues. I know that that illegal dumping and the issues that causes have been a big issue in Park Heights. So issues like that are things that we can help with. And the way we work is we have an application process. So the organization applies for legal assistance through us. And then we have attorneys in-house who work with neighborhood groups in Baltimore. And we also have a network of pro bono attorneys throughout the state. So we work with groups, not just in Baltimore, although I would say that's probably the primary place that we work with groups from. But our volunteer attorneys statewide help with lots of the other, especially like the technical legal issues about taxes, intellectual property, and things like that. So we match organizations with our in-house or our volunteer attorneys, and there's an application fee that is just to help us run the program, but there's no cost for our legal services. It's all volunteer legal assistance. So if there are things that your organization is looking for help with, including things like just building capacity, what is it that we need to be thinking about as nonprofit board members? What do we need to do?
Can you hear me?
We can. I think we lost Shayna.
Oh, no. Okay, well, let's give her a few minutes to. While we are waiting, hopefully Shayna can jump back on. We are also planning a end of summer community day on August the 28th. Again, another opportunity for us to get together, share resources, but to definitely, I plan to have some fun that day. So Aisha, while we're waiting, or Dedra, do you want to give a quick update on that?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Good evening, everyone. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be before you for the second community meeting for Park Heights. There's a lot of work that's happening behind the scenes, and we're so excited about all that we have to share with you. This announcement is just a snippet of what has been going on and what is being prepared for the community. Led by our board of directors, we have engaged the planning process for an end of the summer festival. It is scheduled for August the 28th on the Woodland site of the future library. This will be an opportunity for us to come together and close the summer with prayer, with participation, and with preparation for our children to return to school. This will be an opportunity for back to school giveaways. A variety of resource providers have been invited. There will be music, food, spoken word, games, networking opportunities, health services, and health information. Please tell somebody. You cannot come without bringing 2 more people. We want to make sure we cast as broad a net as possible to cover our Park Heights community and meeting the needs of our young people and their ability to go back to school with all of the resources they need that will contribute to their success. Put it on your calendar. You'll be getting a flyer. We'll be robocalling and texting, but August the 28th, don't be late. Make your place and be in the place. We'll see you there, and we look forward to it.
Thank you, Dedra. So Shayna is back. So we're going to flip back real quick because I know Shayna does not have a lot of time. So I want to make sure she gets to finish her overview.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry about that. I guess it wouldn't be a Zoom meeting without some kind of
course.
Folly. I think my computer decided to restart right mid-sentence. So I think that was really the overview of Community Law Center. We can help with trainings for nonprofits, and we are planning to work with Park Heights Renaissance on some upcoming trainings for organizations in the Park Heights area on how to make sure your organization is grant ready, and hopefully a workshop on fiscal sponsorship. So what does fiscal sponsorship involve? What to know about it if your organization is fiscally sponsored or thinking about fiscally sponsoring other groups. And we are always interested in hearing about what organizations would like to learn about and what neighborhood leaders want to learn about. And we do workshops on addressing vacant and nuisance properties in neighborhoods. We do what to know as a new or returning board member. We do a bylaws boot camp and more. So I will put my information in the chat, and I'm happy to talk more and answer any questions. I can stick around a little bit after 7 as well if there are any questions too.
Thank you, Shana. And we look forward to working together. And one of the first things that we will be doing is working with the Community Law Center to give us all a little help on what it looks like to be ready to prepare for grants. There's a lot of grant opportunities that are going to be coming forth over this summer and into the fall because of the COVID relief. So I wanted to make sure that we extended a resource to really make sure that community leaders and residents just get a little bit of extra assistance in getting prepared for grant writing, little tips and tricks so that we're all ready to get this money that's out here. So thank you, Shana. Really appreciate it and look forward. We'll be working with Shana to come up with some dates, and we'll get that information out early and broadly so that we can get as many people as we can register to participate in that workshop. I want to now turn it over to Councilwoman Middleton, and then we'll see if there are any other legislative updates, because I believe you have to jump off as well, correct?
Yes, I have a meeting at 7 as well. But I guess 2 or 3 significant things at this point. Those that follow legislation in the district, back in January, as you know, I introduced a security deposit bill that basically the mayor vetoed, but I stayed strong to the course and introduced another security deposit bill, which basically is a relief act, and had a very good meeting yesterday with about 20-25 people, most of which was representatives in the mayor's administration, to really go over this act so we can really get on point, because I know that there's going to be some really difficult housing issues with, as we ease out of this pandemic, in lieu of with people losing their jobs and so on. And I know security deposits play a big role in this. So as I said, the meeting was positive. We're moving forward. There's going to be money available with people in a certain income to help with security deposits as they move, if we're moving to a new place for some particular reason. So I'll keep you posted as we have that. My committee has a work session, and we're going to really work to get this right. And just wanted to give you an update on that. I also want to let you know that in Baltimore, we have it's called the Baltimore School of Music, very small school, that music school that basically, teaches, gives music lessons and teaches music and so on. And they have expanded to a location in my district right down the road. We all know where the Village of Cross Keys is located, and they're also going through a massive update renovation. And so that school is going to be located there. I'll give you more information about that because it's basically a citywide school. And again, it's called the Baltimore School of Music. And we want to make sure we keep all of our schools diverse and people that have interests in music, knowing that you know about this. So Yolanda, I'll keep you posted on that. I know they're going to have a ribbon cutting sometime this summer, and I just think it's important that you know, as they're expanding, we want to make sure that Park Heights, which is right up the street, is aware of this specialized school as well. On another note, you know, we had mentioned dumping, but I continue to also get lots of calls about grass cutting and some of these vacant houses where the roofs have fell and so on. And remember, even with those, you still got to call 311 first. And then we'll, you know, continue to, now I see there's another layer I can also send this to, because a lot of that concentrated information and things happening it just happens to be right there in Park Heights. So we're all on the same page with this, and this is how we're gonna keep things up to date and try to get these issues resolved. So as Yolanda mentioned, you know, we don't have time to do the blame game. It's about us just working and trying to get these issues resolved, because there are issues that have just grew over many years. And lastly, of course, people know the advocacy, not just me, but the advocacy for this, that the leaders of this whole community has wanted, and that's the library. And I have gotten a written statement from our mayor, and he's committed to having that library positioned at Woodland and Park Heights, and also city funds are going to be provided. Yolanda hosted a wonderful Zoom meeting with the Pratt people. I think Rec and Parks was on there because it's part of Rec and Parks campus. Housing was on there. There's a fundraising committee that's developing. So we are all serious about this. It's not going to be the traditional just setting of library. We're going to be visiting other places around the state and looking at the best libraries that they have set up. So the library system and the way it looks is different from the way it was years ago. So we need your continued support. Keep bringing this up at your community meetings. We have to still keep it out there. But I wanted to make sure that our mayor was committed to this as well. And with him giving me a written statement with his signature goes a long way, because that's going to help us with getting all of that extra funding. And I'm also, I can't say enough, the partnerships that we could have to continue to have within the Park Heights community. There are lots of organizations, businesses that are doing great things. We know, and right down the road, Langston Hughes is the first school building in the city that is actually owned by an organization. And we all have to support that organ. It's the first in the entire city. So just think of that for a minute. I know that PHR is a strong partner. Right down the street, we all know our Chippy the farmer is a part. We all have to work and do this stuff together. We're stronger together. So there's different things that are going to be happening in that facility that is different from what Park Heights Renaissance is working on. And that's why we have to bridge all these pieces together along with our school system. And finally, I just got a notice today that I'm going to be talking to someone about, basically it's a kind of an equestrian trauma, I guess a trauma type health thing that they would like to bring in the Park Heights area in Pimlico. So I'm going to be talking to Yolanda about that as well. I got that information today. That's another wonderful mental health treatment with our children. And so things are starting to happen, really happen here. And what, look, things keep popping in my mind as I'm talking. So, and then another important thing, you know, I belong to organizations outside of the city. Like, remember, I was the past president of the Maryland Association of Counties. I serve on the board of the I do these things because people of importance, I make them interested in not just the city, but my district. And I have been, and because I chair this most powerful committee as well on the council, Economic and Community Development, every single zoning comes through that committee. Anything that has to do with any kind of economic issue comes through that committee. And they have to get approval through that committee first before it comes through the full council. So saying that, that's powerful for how I can continue to help Park Heights and my district. And I think it's way overdue. As you all know, I'm in my 4th term, 14th year, and things are I'm working hard to get actual things done in this, especially in Park Heights, that people can see. We have been working on the physical piece for a very long time, but people want to start seeing things. You see another building coming up right on Park Heights. It takes money for all this, and not just slots money and not just city money. And because of my relationship with other organizations and people that are doing things around this entire city, I can now focus them on Park Heights. And I'm sharing that because, you know, this is all a part of the importance of relationships for for an elected official. And I am just so excited now that I'm getting the attention for my district that has been needed for a long time. And it takes time like that. It takes time for things to happen. I'm just giving you a little bit quick history on how the essence and the process of how politics works. And when you stay committed to constituent service, things like this will start to come to fruition. And when people ask me, what do I need? It's not about what I need. It's what I want those people to bring to this community. And I just felt I kind of really had to say that, because there's so much going on in this city, and so much, as Sister Israel had mentioned and Yolanda earlier, there is so much. People can easily talk about the negativity, but we have so much positive stuff going on that we have to continue to talk about, because again, that's a part of your mind process. And if you keep, you know, people set up things. If you keep hearing negative things, you're going to think negative. So as all of us continue to work together, keep those positive things moving, roll up your sleeves. It's not going to take me alone or Park Heights Renaissance and their team. We all have to, at this time, rely on each other. I know Glenisha Baz.
Oh,
Okay,
ahead.
know
I just wanted to
Lisa
let you know
Randall-
that
my
Pastor
time is
Randall,
running.
Pastor Randall has a question for you before you
Oh,
leave.
Okay, go ahead, Pastor. I'll stop there because I can continue to go on.
We
but
see your passion. We appreciate it. We're coming up with
Absolutely.
our list
I'm sorry.
for your committee.
When I
We
get started, I'm
appreciate
on a roll.
Well, we appreciate you, Councilwoman. I know I'm not in your district,
That's
but you have
okay.
taken me under your wing and you have given advice and you supported, and I thank God for you. And I hope that PHR and your district will continue to look out for us. I'm in the 5th district, but I work in the 6th district. So I am a part of the family. Don't leave me out. I want to go right along with you. I need all your connections. I need all of PHR's connections. We're trying to do something in this community through the sport of golf, which no one has done before. And we want to make sure that our young people in this community have the same opportunities that other nationalities and other people in the city have taken advantage of. We play more than basketball, baseball, and football. So we want to make sure that we do that. And through the resource center that we're building on Denmore Avenue, which is right off of Haywood Avenue, it's just in your community, just like it's in the 5th district.
Definitely.
Utilize us. Utilize what we have. We do social, emotional support and learning. Use us, utilize us. And I'm telling everybody on the line, when the building go up, it's not my building. It is the community's building. And we want to make sure Ms. Jiggins has agreed to come in with some trained financial training classes and talking about housing and buying houses and stuff like that. We want to continue to do that, working with Safe Streets. So I just want to tell you, I know you're talking about a whole lot of stuff. You have been in the system. You've been connected. Please don't forget me, because I'm going to be one pulling your coattail saying, hey, don't forget me. I'm right here. And I need
One Park Heights.
Because it's One Park Heights.
That's how we see it. One Park Heights.
And I'll just end, Pastor Randall, by saying, look, I will help you as much as I can. We're all in this together. You,
Yes.
as she said, is One Park Heights. And you just, look, something just came across my mind when you had talked about golf. I don't know if you all know this, but there's millions of dollars being spent right now to build that top golf area over there near the Raven Stadium and so on, and near the where the casino is.
Yes.
All of that is going to be another whole entertainment area with a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And it's the top golf. If you've ever been to Vegas and been to their top golf, it's the same kind of thing. Beautiful. So just envision the people that the students that you get there, having trips to being a part of that. That's exposure.
Well, I know you have a meeting to go to, but I just want to say this, and thank you for bringing that up. We've spoke with Ms. Jiggins and we've talked about collaborating on quite a few things. We're looking at opening back up the Northwest driving range for this area, for us, for this community. So our children not only will have the experience of golf around the city, but they can have it right here in Park Heights, because the Northwest driving range is Park Heights. And they should be able to utilize all the facilities that would be here and set up for them. So I hope down the road, I'll get your support. I'll come and talk to you a little bit more about it, but we want to make sure that our kids have the same opportunities. And thanks to Ms. Jiggins, we hopefully, with our collaboration, we can make that happen.
All right.
I'm excited.
I'm on board. I'm on board. Thank you.
Councilwoman Middleton. Thank you, Pastor Randall.
Thank you all. And I have Jasmine still on, so I'm going to jump off to the Northwest Police meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Shaquata, do you have any updates for Councilman Slifer?
Sure. He apologizes that he could not be here today. Our constituent, Miss Helen Davidson, is celebrating her 100th birthday today.
What?
And so they're having a mixed party. And so they were having some technical difficulties. He planned to jump on, but he wanted to be available when they called him to surprise her with her resolution for joining the Centurion Club.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Mhm. Vice President Middleton said a lot, and we completely and totally agree with it, especially on what's coming with the state of emergency being lifted and seeing how it could possibly lead to a lot of issues for those who are homeowners as well as renters, and trying to find solutions to help the community. I'll just give a couple of other things for Councilman Schleifer. He's been working on the work group for nuisance parking and
Yes.
auto businesses. We've had a lot of complaints regarding parking issues since the city of Baltimore suspended the 48-hour move rule and the enforcement of parking, as well as auto businesses kind of popping up on streets all throughout the districts. And this has been a citywide problem. So it's something that was being looked at under the Rules and Legislative Oversight Committee, of which Councilman Schleifer is the chair. And he's a member of the Health, Environment, and Technology Committee as well. And they have been looking at, the definitions, the rules, and interpretations in the city code to ensure that it's uniformity when they are writing laws and legislation, so that everyone is on the same page and it cannot be interpreted differently, and to cut out loopholes. And also they've been working on building code regulations for one-story storage structures. There are different entries in the city permitting code for building a playhouse for your children in the backyard, or a shed, depending on the size of it, and trying to get some uniformity to that, to allow residents to be able to enjoy their yards more, especially as we are all home during this pandemic. And we are, trying to find ways to increase our space while keeping our families, safe and together. So I will leave my information. He has just texted me that he's still waiting with the 100-year-old's birthday party. So I'm going to also jump on to the Northwest Commanders meeting because he was supposed to speak. So I'm sorry that I have to leave you. Before I do, I will drop information in the chat. And I am so happy that we are having this meeting and that PHR is reaching out to all of the communities to knit us all together and to be a forum to share and to collaborate.
Look forward to seeing you shortly.
Thank you.
And hug our 100-year-old resident for all of us. So hopefully you get a chance to go celebrate with her too. Thank you. We'll see you guys at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any legislative updates? I didn't see any of our state legislators, but I just want to double check. Okay. So we do have a couple of city updates and resource information. We're going to start with, we've also been having discussions, learning as much as we can about other resources that are available. We have the Department of Housing here that will give us a quick update on the lead abatement grant process that they're rolling out. So I think Shanika is here to give us an update on that.
I am
Hi,
here.
Shanika.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, this is great. So just really quick, if you want, I did prepare a PowerPoint for if you wanted me to discuss.
You can share it.
But before I do that, I just want to give you an overview of our program and what it is that we do. So we're the Lead Hazard Reduction Program. And basically we work to reduce or eliminate lead hazards throughout Baltimore, and that's our target area. We want to keep children safe, keep children and families safe from lead. So we focus on families who have children under the age of 6, pregnant women, and visiting children to homes who are also under the age of 6. We applied, or I should say I applied for funding in 2018, also in 2019. So we were awarded $4.1 million from HUD to address lead hazards and healthy homes issues. We also received in 2019, awarded, I should say, $9.7 million as well to do the same thing, but in more of a smaller area within the city. Our purpose and our goal is to reduce lead-based paint hazards in Baltimore's occupied housing stock by targeting high-risk areas that are least likely to receive services available through other channels. We coordinate and mobilize private and public resources to develop most cost-effective methods for reducing lead-based paint hazards. We also educate across a range of geographic, racial, and ethnic communities on lead-based sources of lead paint poisoning and ways to reduce and eliminate such hazards. We promote the integration of lead hazard reduction activities with rehabilitation, weatherization, and healthy homes initiatives. So we try to treat our families in a holistic way. And so we try to maximize resources. We promote and collaborate data sharing and target between the health department and our program. We will be collaborating, and I'm excited about that, with PHR. And PHR will be providing education and application assistance to folks who live within your community. So I thought I'd just go over quickly, or I don't know if it's going to be quickly, but just to go over what is a lead and how it impacts families, so that you just have an idea why this is important to your community.
And I think one thing that as you get set up, Shanika, we're excited to help with those applications because, again, this is another resource. The $4.1 million that she mentioned are grants that are available to do home repairs where lead may be present in those homes. And so many of the homes in communities, community residents may not even realize that there's lead in your home. So it's just another way to tackle hazardous conditions, but also another way that we can leverage opportunities for grants to do much needed repairs for our residents in Park Heights. So don't think about, if you have children, and Shanika will go through this, and Shanika, we might have to cut some of this so that we can.
That's fine.
But I just wanted to make sure people understand that grandchildren, even if they don't live in your home, but children that are coming to visit you that are 6 and under could qualify you for many of these grant opportunities as well.
I'll try to go through this, just give you some basic information. So basically, lead is a soft, ductile, heavy bluish gray metallic element, and it is used to make radiation shielding and containers for corrosive substances, right? The human body cannot tell the difference between lead and calcium, which is basically a mineral that strengthens the bones. And like calcium, lead remains in the bloodstream. Unlike calcium, lead remains in the bloodstream for weeks. Then it's absorbed into the bones where it can collect for a lifetime. It should also be noted that when the body lacks iron and calcium, biological metals that we have, it will absorb lead, if a non-biological mineral. This can be very dangerous for a developing child whose bones are made of calcium. Okay. So I'm not going to go into the history of all of this, but basically lead has been commonly found in these items: paint, gasoline, household water pipes, food cans, painted toys, painted household furniture, pottery, crystal, and of course the lead smelters. Folk remedies. People are not aware that lead has been used in food products for thousands of years, and also your mini blinds.
And the vinyl mini blinds, not the
yes,
wood?
your vinyl mini blinds.
Oh, wow.
And I'm seeing through it because I know you are short. Also toys, painted toys, as you can read here. They basically, some toys can contain levels of lead. Prior to 1978, when lead was officially banned for use in housing, lead-based paint was commonly used on the exteriors and interiors of homes. Housing paint industry stopped lead-based paint production in 1950, faced even higher risk of containing a hazardous level of lead contamination. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development estimates that over 38 million U.S. homes, nearly 25% of the nation's residences, contain some level of lead-based paint. Lead, some common hazards are lead-based paint, lead dust, contaminated soil, lead-based paint. Even lead-based paint that appears to be undisturbed can be a problem if it is on surfaces that children can chew and that can get a lot of wear and tear. These areas include windows and window sills, doors and door frames, stairs, railings, and banisters, porches, and fences. Dust can also become contaminated when painted surfaces bump or rub together. Lead chips and dust can gather on surfaces and objects that people touch or that children put in their mouths. Soil. Soil can become contaminated when exterior lead-based paint from houses, buildings, or other structures spills and gets into the soil. So soil near roadways may also be contaminated from gas use of leaded gasoline in cars. So people should avoid those areas when they're like planting vegetable gardens and that sort of thing. You can track lead on your soles of your shoes. You can track it into your home. Health effects of lead really quickly. Lead can affect anyone but children. But children under the age of 6 and younger face special hazards, in part because the bodies of young children in this age group develop rapidly. It's because young children tend to put things in their mouths. It is important to know that even exposure to low levels of lead can permanently affect children. And low levels, they can have these issues: nervous system damage, kidney damage, learning disabilities, attention deficit disorder, decreased intelligence, speech problems, behavioral problems, poor muscle coordination, decreased muscle growth, decreased bone growth, and hearing damage. While low level exposure is most common, exposure to high levels of lead can be devastating, have devastating effects on children. They can have seizures, unconsciousness, and unfortunately, in some cases, death can occur. Not only does lead impact children, but it can also impact adults. So, so you see the effects here. It can cause illness during pregnancy, harm to the fetus, fertility problems, high blood pressure, digestive problems, nerve disorder, memory problems, concentration problems, muscle pain, joint pain. those sorts of things. So basically, these are some of the things that we educate and also the health department tell families to do to protect their kids from lead. So basically, if they're having a healthy diet, it can reduce the amount of lead in the body. You know, because we talked about lead mimicking calcium and those sorts of things. And so if the body's getting enough of the things that it should have, if they do ingest it, it won't be absorbed as much. The body would push it out. So basically you would give your children or, you know, young children foods high in iron and calcium, avoid giving kids, you know, fried or fatty foods, not to really store things in, this is blocked, liquid or leave it in the glassware, old pottery and all sorts of things, because lead, especially those things that have lead in it, because it can leach into whatever, you know, if you have food or drink, it can leach into it. Teach the children to wash their hands before they eat or sleep. Keep your home clean, wash your children's toys, bottles, and pacifiers often. Encourage the kids to play in more so grassy areas and teach them the dangers of lead. So you can't, people don't know that you can't look at someone and tell if they have lead in their system. They have to be tested. They don't have any symptoms at all. They can have high levels of lead. So you have to have a blood lead test. We encourage families to have their children tested at 9 months and then every year until the child is 6 years old. So that's basically it. But to provide that overview of lead and how it impacts us in our communities. We hear about it often, but we really don't know, you know, how it really can cause damage to your developing child or the children that, you know, are within our communities. And so we go out, we try to eliminate or reduce the lead hazards in homes. And we also do a bunch of, you know, different measures in terms of, like I mentioned before, replacements of, sometimes, it depends on the measure, but windows, stabilization, encapsulation, those sorts of things. We do within the homes. It's our goal, because I need to mention this, it is our goal to cover, at least address 250 units, reduce the lead or eliminate it, and provide healthy homes services in 120 units, inspect 350 units, and educate approximately 450 families. So all that I have. I'm sorry I had to zoom through, but I know.
Thank you, Shanika. Very important
Yeah.
information, though. We sometimes don't, time flies when we're having fun, but thank you. We will definitely, as Shanika said, we are getting some training ourselves so that we can do support and outreach to help get the word out about this program. So we are learning as we get information, we will make sure that that information is shared broadly with the community as well. Does anybody have any quick questions for Shanika before she goes? All right, thank you, Shanika. I really appreciate it.
problem.
Look forward to learning more.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I think we have one other city update from the Department of Transportation. I believe.
Good evening. This is Tarena. I'm here. The Mayor's Walk has gone on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm sorry. The Mayor's Walk has gone on longer than anticipated tonight.
Okay.
So some of the information I was going to have someone present is not available, but I will follow up. We are working with other partners to come up with ways to secure some of the 17-acre site. And those plans, we will We will close some of the roadways so that traffic can't get in there and drop illegal dumping all over the place. So there's some plans in the works, the details of which I can't present right now, but we will be back in touch with PHR and others in the community to share that information.
Thank you. I'm super excited about that. For those who may not know what the 17 acres are, you know, the 60 acres of land that's cleared at Park Heights and Woodland and Virginia Avenue is future site for redevelopment. Park Heights Renaissance is working to maintain and cut grass at one of those sites. And just like many other sites in Park Heights, it continues. Every time we clean it, it invites somebody to dump again. So we've been working with the city to try to come up with some solutions, and the Department of Transportation is one city agency that's working with us to look at some strategies, and they are going to be looking at how to close off access to some of the roads around that area. So hopefully that will be one strategy that will help in illegal dumping in that specific area. And we look forward to working on finding other creative solutions such as this throughout Park Heights. So thank you, Tarena. We look forward to that update. And we look forward to hearing from the community too on these hotspot areas that we can target and continue to work with our partners to try to address them. Thank you. Anybody have any questions, comments, feedback?
I just wanted to say thank you, Yolanda. This platform has been great. I was at the last meeting and this meeting as well. It's great to hear about all of the folks who are working in collaboration to bring about real change in Park Heights. So I just wanted to kudos to you for getting all the right folks at the table to start those conversations to get the work done.
Thank you. Again, it's all about thank you to everybody. We have a lot of work to do and no shortage of need for partnerships. So again, thank the Park Heights Renaissance team. They do all the work while I complain and try to come up with new things we could do every day. So no, but in all seriousness, I'm always strategizing and thinking about ways to improve. And I know that our staff are the ones really putting in the work. So I really wanted to take a quick moment to make sure we have several of our staff here as well, because I really want people to get to know our staff and really look at us as partners. I know a lot of people call me personally, and I'll say on the record, I'm not the greatest at being able to respond back to everyone because there are a lot of people calling me. And I do want to be more responsive, and we have a whole team here to support and assist. So I just want to allow our team to just do a quick, just very quick introduction. And we have some board members as well to introduce themselves because they are doing a lot of work behind the scenes as well. And then I want to jump into community updates and any updates you have as community residents, things you want to bring to the forefront. PHR staff, roll
I'll
call.
start. I am Dedra. I am the Chief Operating Officer for Park Heights Renaissance.
You met
Hi, good. Oh,
go.
Good afternoon. My name is Kalima. I am the Director of Strategic Initiatives and Stakeholder Engagement for Park Heights Renaissance.
Sandy Palladino is on.
Hello, my name is Mary Blackwell,
right,
Operations Associate, Park Heights Renaissance.
Hi, Miss Mary.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, I'm Sandy Palladino. I'm Yolanda and Dedra's assistant.
Hi, I'm Kathy Poindexter. I'm the housing counselor at Park Heights Renaissance.
Hi, Kathy.
Hello, my name
Hi.
is Angela Weems. I am the hippie coordinator for Hippie International and Park Heights Renaissance.
How's Hippie going, Angela? You still need recruits?
Yes,
So we'll make sure we get some updates out to the community on Hippie at our next meeting.
thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Deborah Robinson, Baltimore Junior Academy, a school on 3006 West Coast Spring Lane, and one of our teachers.
Oh, great. Welcome. So I think that's it. We have a couple of board members on as well. If any of our board members just want to introduce yourselves and quickly say hello for the evening before I turn it over to the community for updates.
Sure, I'm happy to go. Hi, my name is Lucinda Ware. I'm a new member of the Park Heights Renaissance Board, and I just recently moved about a year ago to Park Heights Avenue and super excited to be here. It's been a wonderful night and happy to be a part of this organization. Hope everyone's doing well.
Thank you, Lucinda. Welcome. And welcome to our board.
Hello, I'm Tarana Galloway. I'm with the Department of Transportation for Baltimore City and also a proud board member of Park Heights Renaissance.
Thank you. Welcome and thanks for the updates. Did we miss anyone? Oh, great. So we also have one additional community update. Alana is on here from our development project partner in our development project for Renaissance Row, that we have an upcoming job fair that Stephen Johnson has jumped in and volunteered, has been working on behalf of the community with Alana and the team. And we just got a request from Sinai to join in that job fair that will be next week. So Alana, you want to give a quick update as well?
Sure.
Also
Thank you.
put the information in the chat.
Thank you, Yolanda. Yes, so we are having a Park Heights construction job fair and a resource fair next Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will be actually right next to the construction project that commercial construction is building. The job fair is located at 4236 Pimlico Road. And as you can see on the screen, these are the various opportunities, job opportunities that are available through the project and through the subs. The subcontractors will be on site at the job fair, as well as construction training providers for individuals who are interested in a career in construction, but don't have the skills or the knowledge base. And we'll also have MOED there too, where they are recruiting for other construction jobs in the city too. So it's going to be just a great way to develop a pipeline out of the Park Heights community into these types of careers.
Alana, do you have any requirements that prospective applicants should come prepared with?
So if they have a resume, yes, they should bring their resume, an updated resume with updated contact info on it. Make sure that they dress in you can wear khaki pants or navy or black pants, just dress like you're going to an interview, because they'll be meeting face to face with employers. Okay. And also, if they have if they can bring a family member, a friend with them. If they don't RSVP on the link, it's fine. Walk-ins are welcome. We are being COVID conscious though. So we will ask people to wear masks because it is indoors, and they'll sanitize, we'll take temperatures as well at the entrance. So make sure no one walks in with a temperature above a certain grade. So we just want to be mindful for safety reasons. It's our first in-person event, and we're just excited, really excited. We do need CDL drivers desperately. So if anyone knows CDL drivers, experienced CDL drivers, we have employers there who are looking to hire 25 to 30 an hour full-time with benefits. And there will be CDL training provider there. I know Stephen Johnson, he connected us with, was it Lazarus, right, Stephen?
That's right. That's correct.
Yes, he's been a great, Stephen's been an amazing partner at getting the word out. Thank you, Stephen, for all of your hard work. I know a lot of people in the community they've already heard about it, but we just want to get the word out, keep getting the word out before next week.
And I just want to, you said ideally you want people to come with a resume, but is that something, I want to be clear that up. They don't have to have a resume.
If they don't have a resume, it's fine, because we will have applications there in lieu of, if they don't have a resume. There's applications for the Renaissance Road project. There's applications that some of the subcontractors are already bringing too. And we'll be able to keep track of who's coming and stay in communication with those people that register and attend about various opportunities.
Now, do many of these positions require experience? I know you said that CDL training will be provided, but what about some of the others?
Yes, so the welding, that would be some experience would be required. I know that Jane Addams Resource Center is located not too far in the Park Heights area, and we haven't been able to get in there yet. I don't know if anyone on here has a direct contact, but we would love to. Jark, yes.
Sure, we can connect you with Jark.
That would be great. So, because some of those graduates, we would love to invite them to this event. And let's see, the entry-level plumber apprentices, that's no experience necessary. The biggest requirement they are looking for is a driver's license, or they will get their driver's license soon, maybe within the next month or so, because they want to keep, this company wants to train and keep employees for long-term work with the company. And so that would require them driving the company van. Let's see, the fabricators entry level, and also window and treatment installers entry level too. Don't necessarily need a license for that one. Carpenters, finished trim carpenters, that is not entry level. Some experience is necessary. Electricians, basic experience, someone that really is interested in electrician work or likes to fix things. They did say they can train them up, but they want someone with some type of knowledge base. They don't necessarily have to have professional experience as an electrician. But when I spoke to the owner of the company, he said he's looking for the aptitude and the attitude and just some kind of demonstrated skill set that where he can train people. Construction foreman.
Alana and Steve, I just want, there's a little bit of dialogue in the chat. I figured we could bring that live. People are asking about if there are flyers available.
Yes, I got you, Sister Israel. I'll give you a call as soon as we get off here.
Okay. Yeah, and it's a great idea to get them out in the businesses as well. So.
Yes, yeah, so there's some more canvassing efforts. I know Stephen got out there again today. We got out there a while ago together and passed out, and then he was saying that other people heard about it, right? So it's been a good, the word's getting out there. It's been a good experience. So anyone have you about this, or I'll leave my number in the chat for everyone to email to.
Yes, I have one question. I have one question. So if they have like a misdemeanor on their record, would that hinder them from getting a job or being open to this opportunity?
No, it really is. If it's a misdemeanor, it's not a big deal. It really is case by case, depending on what
Okay.
The subcontractor, but misdemeanors aren't, from what I've heard, it's not a big deal. It's the felonies that can be more problematic depending on what the felony is or was.
Right, because sometimes they may have things on their record when they was maybe like 15, 16, and they're like 24, 25, 20, you know, in their 30s, but it's still on their record. You know, it hasn't been taken
Right.
off.
That's something that that would be a case by case. So in that type of scenario, it shouldn't be counted against them. And
Okay.
that's something we have to, that's something that needs to come up in interviews too, that they did something a long time ago, and the employers would understand, the subs should understand that.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes, I put someone's name in the private chat for someone that's available for a driver, you were saying, for their license. I forgot what type, the LC.
CDL?
Yes. So you can check that out. And I just called them to make sure they're still available. And they said I could give you the info.
I'm looking for, did you private message or send it to everyone?
Is it Eddie Coleman?
Okay, I didn't see it.
Is it, I'm not sure who, because there's no name here. Are you speaking of the message that you put in here about Eddie? She's still on the line. We can give, I think, Alana, we can make sure.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Eddie Coleman, and I gave you his phone number.
Okay, great.
Okay, yeah, I'm not able to, there's so much in there. I'm trying to look for it, but if one of you can email me.
We'll make sure you get it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, yeah, that's it. We're looking forward to this next week. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions about the job fair? I know Desiree wanted to give a quick update on one item. Desiree, you want to go through that quickly?
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to remind everyone to please check the website that I'm going to drop in chat. There are available tax credit programs for both homeowners and renters. So I'm going to put that in chat. Visit the website to see what you qualify for. And I will also drop my email address. If anyone has questions or needs assistance, please give me a call.
Thank you, Desiree. Let me check that out myself. So I think that's all the updates we have. Does anyone have from the community updates that you want to share, events, activities, ideas, recommendations? Things you would like to see?
Yes, I'd like to say that we're having with the Community Promotion Association, along with the Life Bridge and Northwest Cape.
Sister Israel, we can't really hear you. Are you giving us the update?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm giving you an update, kind of like in 2 minutes. But health and healing after COVID, it's going to be July the 24th. I'll send information out, and it's going to be a very nice event. It's going to be on Saturday, July the 24th, between 11 and 4. And I'll send it out. It's health and healing. It's a free event. Northwest Faith-Based, Pimlico Merchant Association, Pimlico Community. So we're all getting together doing yoga, exercising, social distancing, healthy food, planning, just things to make it holistic, and just so that you could feel one again with yourself, and just to also enjoy the Pimlico Golden Garden environment. So that's what we're putting forth on July 24th. Exactly. But I'll send the information out because we will have an updated flyer. And anybody like to come and share whatever they are doing to help, you know, to promote the community at large, we definitely welcome that. and welcome, anybody that would be a part, someone may want to be taking high blood pressure, someone may want to, whatever's on that flyer, it's a host of things that's on the flyer. So we definitely want to share. So again, where there's unity, there's a community. As we begin to work our way out of getting out the house and being more sociable with one another. And that's something that's been lost for maybe like a year and a half. So everybody's being challenged with that, even a trauma of losing a family member, so we want to have everything there. So definitely I'll send the information to you and whoever could come in. Everything is free, the tent, all of that. You bring your tent, but we just want to give back.
Okay, great. Thank you. Make sure you get us that information so we can get it out.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And then one last thought, the One Park Heights, is that one of our, can it be on one of our discussions? The One Park Heights idea?
Yeah. Say it again.
I said the one Park Heights idea. I know I would just finish a series, and it was a question about some of the community wasn't aware of the conversations. So I would just wanted to share it with you and what other community members are on the line. Because some people thought it was maybe like a private kind of activity, and just kind of merging the two communities together, because eventually we're going to be together. So everybody was just taking each other's temperatures.
So I think that it probably warrants a update too broadly. We'll have a presentation because it wasn't as much participation, I think, as we all originally wanted. But I don't think we have enough time. But I do think we should provide some updates on that and have some talk about that, because I'm excited to hear about it. I think there's going to be more follow-up on that, correct?
Well, that was the last meeting that we had, and it was a question of, people at Lower Park Heights didn't know about it, So again, I feel there needs to be a conversation within the Lower Park Heights and the Southern Park Heights, just the whole idea, because it is a conversation, of the One Park Heights idea. So I just want to share it.
All right, thank you. It's hard to hear you because
I know. I'm kind of,
but thank you for the update.
Okay.
If they're on the phone, they can hit *6 to mute themselves.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anyone else have any updates from the community that you want to share with the group, or any other questions or comments that you want us to take back?
Yolanda, Valerie. Yeah, Valerie.
Hi, yes. Hi, this is Valerie Matthews from Catherine's Family and Youth Services. And I just wanted to inform you guys that we serve food on Mondays and Wednesdays. Our new hours are 12:30 to 4:30 p.m. We have grab and go meals. We have hot and cold meals. We have toiletries. We also have diapers, formula, and baby essential items that we have available on both days. We also have our youth workers are hosting a movie night on July 26th, and it's going to be at 8 p.m. And we're located at 2406 Loyola Northway and the Green Spring Overlook Apartments. I'm also going to drop the link to our Instagram so that you guys can stay in the loop with us via Instagram. We typically post our flyers and updates and everything in our story. Or on our feed. So just stay in the loop with us. We are always looking to see new residents come by our site throughout the week. And if there's anything that we can do to support any of the groups or organizations in Park Heights, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. And I saw your message. Can you let's follow up with the team so that we can connect and get more information and get to know more about what you're doing, and likewise.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. All right, we are approaching the end of the night. Does anybody have any other questions or updates that they want to provide?
Well, just
Yolanda, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say, I'm sorry, Yolanda, just so that you know, Frank is on the line if you have time to have him speak. If not, we can follow up after.
I'm okay with extending just a few more minutes for Frank from DOT to give us a update on some of the strategies around the illegal dumping up near the 17-acre site. So I'm okay with that. And I respect if anyone has to jump off, but we have 2 more minutes, so I'm gonna let Frank give us the update and make sure this community doesn't have any questions on it. Hi, Frank. Serena, is Frank on the line?
Mr. Murphy said he was on the line. I know he was calling in. Again, if we have an issue with the connection, I'll still follow up.
Okay. While we're waiting to see if Frank can join, anyone else have any other questions or closing?
Yes, I just wanted to remember that Baltimore Junior Academy right there on Cold Spring Lane, we had worked a couple of times with the hippie program. So she'd like to get in contact with me because we're a private school that want to be part of the community and service. And we do cater to pre-K through 8. So put us down for anything that we can do to partner with the community, or if there's anything that you have that you can partner with us, like an afternoon program or something to help us, we would like to be a part of it. We used to work with, oh my goodness, can't think of my girl next door, right there on Cold Spring. We would do the food drive. They would come over and plan for, work with the community. So we still like to be a part of Park Heights community.
Absolutely.
In partnership.
So you want to, we can only see you as Samsung.
I know, I tried to change my name, but it wouldn't allow me to change. It's Deborah Robinson.
Okay. You want to
DeBorah. And I was trying to put in the chat the address.
Do you want to give us a way we can contact? You want to put it in the chat, or you want?
Yes, it is 410-241-4602. And then the school's number is 410-542-6758.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yolanda,
yes, Mr. Johnson.
If I could, I would have to say that I'm a proud product of Baltimore Junior Academy.
Oh, you're not what?
Now, Ms. Robinson.
How you doing?
I'm good, dear. Stephen.
Oh my! I had his son too.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right. Well, we want to partner with you all.
So right on down there.
Likewise, we will definitely connect with you.
Thank you.
All right, we are at 8:01, Tarena, so we may have to get an update from Frank because I don't want to hold, I know this has been a long night for all of us, so I want to be mindful of everyone's time. And again, it's great seeing those that I can see. And again, just a reminder, our in-person meeting is next month, August 12th, and we'll be making sure you get that information, but it will be at the Pimlico race course. Anyone have anything else before we close out? I'm trying to chat. We have nothing else in the chat. Well, if there are no other questions, comments, or updates, I wish you all a well evening and look forward to working with you in the future. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.